The Cyber Threat Landscape by Devin. A brief overview of the cyber threat landscape. Today, we use the internet for just about everything, from online banking to shopping to education, entertainment purposes such as social media, and for storing our data. There are potential threats for us using the internet, which include but not limited to malware, phishing, data breaches, ransomware, and social engineering. Malware. What is malware? The term malware is a shortened version of malicious software. To sum it up, malware is any software that was written with the intent of doing harm to the end user's device and or data. What kind of malwares are there? Trojans, also known as Trojan horses, viruses, ransomware, spyware, and adware are all types of malware. Trojans. Trojans are a type of malware that is embedded in other files, usually unsuspecting files, such as a music file. You download that file, and when you download the file, you also download a Trojan, also known as a Trojan horse. Once you download the Trojan, it opens up back doors for other malware to get inside your device. Viruses. Viruses are a type of malware that attack your device. Viruses cause your device to crash, to corrupt files, freeze, and it can even make your device not even work at all. Ransomware. I'll talk about that later. Spyware. Spyware is just like the name says. Spyware is a type of software that is used to spy on the user. For instance, when you go on a Facebook.com and you type in your information, spyware could be watching you and it would take your information and store your data, and they would be able to get access to your account by using spyware. Adware isn't harmful as the rest of these, but it's very annoying. Adware places ads and pop-ups on your device. Phishing. What is phishing? Phishing is when someone tries to obtain sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, and credit card information by using fraudulent emails, websites, and text messages. An example of phishing would be when you go into your email and you see an email from what looks like your bank. For instance, the email may say Bank of America and we need your information. But when you look at this email carefully, you notice certain things, like the domain name isn't 100% right. It might say Bank of America 3 at the end or whatnot. And it is but the actual website looks just like the Bank of America website. And what they're trying to do is get you to put your information into this website so they can steal your data. And they will use your data for fraudulent means. Try to avoid phishing. Data breaches. Data breaches are any incident where protected data is accessed by an unauthorized user. An example, in 2013, the Target Corporation was hit by a data breach. Customers' names and credit card information were both stolen. Also, data breaches happened to Equifax as well, a major credit bureau, where they stole users' information such as social security numbers. Ransomware. Ransomware is another type of malware. In March 2018, the city of Atlanta was attacked by ransomware. Ransomware prevented the residents from paying water bills, prevented parking tickets from being paid, and police even had to write reports by hand. What ransomware does is just like the name says. Ransomware holds your device ransom and they ask for a fee to release the device. It encrypts the files so the user cannot use the files, and it will not decrypt the file until the ransom is paid. So you're pretty much stuck with nothing until you pay for the ransom. Social engineering. Social engineering is the use of deception to manipulate someone into divulging confidential information that may be used for fraudulent purposes. Here's an example of social engineering.
Okay. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Stevens. It's Alice from the fraud team at National Bank. I'm calling to tell you that we believe your account with us may have been compromised.
Compromised? It can be worrying to get a call from the bank. So your first reaction might not be to think it's a hoax. But there's a common scam where a caller pretends to be an employee from your bank. To sound convincing, they ask you to hang up the phone, find their number, and call them back.
Are you sure it's genuine?
Of course, that sounds like good advice, but even if you hear a dial tone or a different voice on the end of the line, you can end up still being connected to the scammers who'll try to get you to transfer your money to them. No real bank will ever phone you about a problem like this. So stop and think. Don't be a victim of social engineering. Learn more at getsafeonline.org.
In this video, the caller used social engineering on the guy who got called, and she was trying to get information from him so she can get his bank information so that she can steal from him. In social engineering, they use your feelings and your emotions against you, and they try to make you fear so that you give up the information so they can get money off of you. Don't be a victim of social engineering. If it doesn't look right, don't fall for it. Solutions. There are several different solutions for the potential threats that I've stated earlier. Antivirus software, education and awareness, complex passwords, and fraud alerts are all solutions. Antivirus software. You can use different types of antivirus software such as AVG, Trends Micro, McAfee, or Norton. All of these type of softwares help fight malware. What they do, they protect you, and they always have different updated definitions of the malware, and they quarantine the malware and protect your device from harm. Education and awareness. The more you know, the better chances of you staying protected. Knowledge is power. And now that you know about all the different threats, you have a better chance of protecting yourself because you will be able to spot them when they occur. The more educated you are, the safer you will be. Complex passwords and fraud alerts. Use passwords that don't contain any dictionary words to protect against dictionary attacks. The longer the password, the better. Add numbers and symbols. Also use capitalizations. Another good method is to use fraud alerts. A lot of banks and a lot of different companies use fraud alerts such as two-step verification and text messages that alert the person when something happens so you can be proactive. Backups. Backups are a great way to protect your data. You should back up your data at least a minimum of once a week, preferably every 24 hours, even though that sounds like it could be a pain in the butt. Also, when you're making backups, make a recovery disk and a backup disk to protect your data, just in case one of these threats hurts your data or locks your data up where you can't use it. You will be able to get back and use your data immediately, and you won't suffer from these situations such as ransomware. You won't have to pay any money if you just delete all the ransomware off your computer and restore your computer. Data encryption. Data encryption protects emails, banking transactions, purchases. It turns plain text into gibberish. For instance, my name is Devin. If I send that inside of a file and I encrypt it, instead of it saying my name is Devin, it'll look like KZW04372. It's something that no one understands. Data encryption is a great way to protect your data so that someone can't just steal it. It'll make it unusable for the people who are trying to steal your data. In conclusion, technology isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and it plays an important part of our lives. It is imperative that we be aware of the dangers that exist and learn how to protect ourselves from them. And here are my references. Thank you.